What's up guys, and welcome back to Software and Audio Solutions, and today we are talking about PLAYERUNKNOWN'S Battlegrounds, commonly known as PUBG. Now they released a new update which is 12.2, and they brought out a new map called TAEGO. They brought out a new feature called Comeback BR. They brought out brand new weapons, a self-revive kit, and a lot of new features like the battle pass. Now with the new map called TAEGO, which is basically a revamp or a remastered map of Miramar, don't worry guys, because of this new update, there's a lot of new shadows, lighting effects, and all these things. Now with this new map and this new update, you might get some stutter in your game and FPS loss. Now I'm here to help you guys out to get more FPS out of your game by using Windows tips, tricks, and stuff like that to get more FPS out of your game. So if you're an AMD user, stay tuned because I'm going to go over some Windows settings that you can use. And if you're a Nvidia user, I'm going to show you how you can use Nvidia control panel for your own benefit to get more FPS out of your game. And just in general, Windows tweaks to get more FPS out of this game itself. And stay tuned, I'm going to show you guys how to do that right now. Right, so the first thing you're going to need to do is go to your start button over here. And all you need to do is go to the settings menu. All right. Once you're over here, you go to update and security and make sure that your Windows is up to date. Always keep your Windows up to date. It is very crucial for your Windows to stay up to date all the time. Once you're done with that, make sure that your graphics card drivers is always up to date. So if you're an Nvidia user or an AMD user, make sure that your graphics card drivers are always up to date and keep them up to date on a regular basis. All right. So now the next step that we're going to need to do is go to the search bar over here and type in run. All right, so once you typed in run, it's going to bring up a run tab like this. There's a quick and easier way to do this. Just press the Windows key and R and it's going to bring up the run tab. Now the first thing you're going to need to do is press shift 5 to bring up the percentage symbol, type in temp and shift 5 again and press enter. Now you might have a lot of stuff inside this folder. I just cleared mine this morning, so you might have a lot of stuff inside this folder. Just delete everything inside here. You do not need it. Windows has temporary files that it doesn't need anymore. These are just temp files. You can delete everything inside here. So just click on anything, press Ctrl and A to highlight everything, right click on it, say delete, and then if it asks you to skip, just skip it because there will be something inside here that Windows might be using and that file might be being used by Windows. Right click on your recycling bin and just say empty recycling bin and say yes. Once you're done with that, you're going to do the exact same thing. So you can just go to the run tab again, and you're going to type in prefetch. Once you type in prefetch, press enter. And as you can see, you go inside here in the prefetch file. What this does is Windows goes and fetches prefetched files that you don't need. Only some of them are going to be used by Windows currently, and the rest of them you do not need. So just click on anything over here, press Ctrl and A to highlight everything, right click on it, and say delete, and say skip like earlier on, because Windows is using that file. Alright, close this out, go to your recycling bin, and to say empty recycling bin, and say yes. Once you're done with that, you go to the search bar again, and type in graphics settings, like that. Just type in graphics settings, and it will come up over here, and just click on it. Once you're over here, I highly recommend switching this on. It's going to ask you to restart your PC, but I highly recommend switching this on if you do have this option. I highly recommend switching it on and restart your PC. But you don't have to do this right now. Just watch to the end of the video and then you can maybe come back to the setting, or you could restart your PC right now and just come back to the video and I'll show you what you can do next. Alright, AMD users, don't worry, I got you covered as well. If you're an AMD user or a Nvidia user, it doesn't really matter. If you do not see this option, don't worry, you can do something in here that can help you boost your FPS. If you do see this, I highly recommend switching this on and using this, and you can get more FPS out of your gameplay experience. Alright, so go to the browse. Once you're in browse, all you need to do is go to your Steam where your Steam is installed, go to Steam apps, go to common, and find PUBG. Just click anywhere on here and just press P to find PUBG. Open up PUBG, go to TSL game, double click on it, and then you're going to go to binaries. Once you're in binaries, you're going to Win64, and you're going to find PUBG. Now it's going to say TSL game, click on it, and just say add. Once you added the game, which is the exe file, as you can see, so that's the actual game, you just go to options and you go to high performance. And as you can see, I'm using an Nvidia GeForce RTX 2060. Select your graphics card and say save. Once you're done with that, all you need to do is exit out of this and go to the search bar again. Once you're over here, you're going to type in edit, power plan, like that, and it's going to show it up here. You click on it, Once you're done over here, you're going to click on this where it says power options. Now we're going to create a new power plan for PUBG. So you click on high performance, delete everything that's inside here, and type in for PUBG and say next. Once you're done with this, all you're going to need to do is say never, never, and say create. Now we have one that's called for PUBG. Now you're going to click on change plan settings, and you're going to go to change advanced power settings and click on this. Once you're over here, you go to your hard disk, and yours might say 10 minutes to 20 minutes. All you need to do is click on this here, go to the box, delete everything that's inside there, and press 0. Say apply, click on anything, and it's going to say never. Now what it does is it says turn off hard disk after 10 or 20 minutes. Now you do not want your hard drive to turn off at all. You want your hard drive to stay on. This is for people that's using normal mechanical hard drives or SSD. Doesn't really matter. Just make sure that this is on never. Now go all the way down to where it says processor power management. Open this up where it says minimum processor state. Just change this from whatever your percentage is to 100%. So just open up the box, type in 100 and say apply. If you're a laptop user, you're going to see that where it says plugged in or on battery, change them both to 100%. Go to maximum processor state and change them both to 100%. If you're a desktop user like me, you're only going to get one setting. All right, once you're done with that, you say okay, close out of this. All right, so the next step, what you're going to need to do is go onto your desktop, right click on your desktop and go to Nvidia control panel. Once you open up Nvidia control panel and Nvidia control panel opens up, I'm just going to show you what you can do inside here. Now the first thing that you're going to need to do is adjust image settings with preview. Click on this and then go to use my personal preference. If you're using a very old graphics card, I highly recommend changing this to performance. If you're using a decent enough graphics card, like a mid-tier graphics card, change it to balanced. If you are using a really good graphics card, change it to quality. But I highly recommend changing this onto balanced if you're using a really good graphics card, because I have mine on balanced. All right, after that, you're going to go here and you're going to, I'm just going to say no, because I already have that settings. You're going to go here and you're not going to select your CPU, because if you select your CPU, it's going to use your CPU to run the game at its max and it's going to bottleneck your CPU. So select your graphics card that you're currently running and then just say apply. I already have mine selected, so I can't say apply. Just apply it over there. If you want to see more color inside your game to make PUBG look much better with digital vibrance, all you need to do is go to adjust desktop color settings. Once you're in here, you can copy my settings that I have over here. This is for my main display, and I'm going to show you what it does. All right, so this is your digital vibrance. This is what you're going to play around with. I'm just going to show you what it does. This is what it's going to do inside your game as well. So as you can see, I have mine on 85. You can play around with this. It's your own personal preference. If I pull this down, there's less color, as you can see. So yours might be on 50. Let's say it's stock settings, where it's on 50 like this. That's how your color is going to look on your desktop and inside your game. Now, I highly recommend changing this up to about like either 75 or 80 or 85 like me. My personal settings is 85, and then just say apply. Once you're done with that, you say apply, and I'm going to show you guys what you can do inside the game for better gameplay experience. All right, let's jump straight into that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we are in PUBG, and as you can see, they brought out the new map called TAEGO. So if you are having FPS drops in all of these maps, or just in general in PUBG before this update came out, you are definitely going to get FPS loss in TAEGO, since they have released an optimization for this map, and they brought out a lot of new stuff in the map. I'm talking about like shadows, textures, and all those type of things. So you're going to get FPS loss. But don't worry, I'm going to show you some tips and tricks that you can do inside this game to get more FPS out of your game. Alright, so the first thing you're going to need to do is go to this little gear icon here at the top, click on that, and go to settings. Once you're in settings, you're going to go to Nvidia, where it says highlight auto capture, disable this. You do not want this on, you will lose FPS. Alright, now you're going to go to display settings, and it's going to say display mode. Keep this on full screen. I highly recommend keeping it on full screen, but if you're getting still low FPS, put this on borderless and apply it, and your game will still be full screen, but it will just be full screen borderless. Alright, so I'm going to put mine back on full screen. If you're rocking a 1080p monitor, keep it at 1080p. If you're rocking a 720p monitor, keep it at 720p. If you're rocking anything like a 4K TV or 4K monitor, whatever you're running at 4K, do not choose the 4K option, because I'm rocking a 4K TV and I do not use this at all because it loses frames. So I keep mine at 1080p and the quality looks good overall in game and I get a lot more FPS. Now where it says lobby FPS cap, just put it on unlimited. Where it says in-game FPS cap, put it on unlimited. Where it says smooth frame rate, disable this. Please disable this. Do not enable this. If you enable this, you will get stutter in your game. Alright, so where it says brightness and universal brightness for all maps, this is your own personal preference. I keep mine on 100 so I can see people hiding in little dark corners, or if they're laying in bushes that's dark and I can't see them, this helps me see them. Alright, so now we're going to get to the advanced settings. Where it says render scale, keep this on 100. Do not downscale this or do not upscale this. If you downscale it, the game's going to look like horse shit. If you upscale it, you're going to lose frames. So just keep it on 100. Alright, where it says FPS, FPP camera FOV. Now that means first person camera field of view. This is your own personal preference. I keep mine on 103. Alright, so it's your own personal preference where you want to put this when you play in first person mode and not in third person. Alright, where it says overall graphics quality, you're going to change this to custom. Now I'm going to go over these settings over here for low-end gaming PC users and for high-end gaming PC users. So if you're a high-end gaming PC user, I highly recommend copying all my settings over here, all of these settings over here, and put this like this if you're a high-end gaming PC user. Now if you are a low-end gaming PC user, I highly recommend putting anti-aliasing all the way on very low. Put this where it says post-processing, put it all the way on very low. Which is shadows, put this all the way on very low, because this is crucial to your machine to keep it on low if you're rocking an old-end gaming computer or just a low-end gaming PC or a low-end gaming laptop. Alright, so it says textures, I highly recommend putting this on high or on medium, but I kind of highly recommend putting it on high so you can actually see characters in the game, like overall visuals in the game, like cars, the floor, the trees, people in general. I highly recommend putting it on high. Alright, where it says effects, keep this on very low. On foliage, keep this at very low. View distance, keep this at very low. Sharpen, enable this. It doesn't matter what graphics card you are running, enable it, because you can see characters in general much better when it's on sharpen, and sharpen is enabled. Alright, VSync, disable this, and motion blur, disable this. You do not want this on, because if this is on, that's what it's going to do. So when you move around a corner or something, and let's just say there's a guy over there hiding, and you're running around this corner, and you get shot in your face, it's because this is on and you can't see the character that's sitting over there. So disable this and keep it disabled, because if it's disabled, you can actually see that the dude's sitting there. So yeah, so this is the settings you're going to need to use, and you should get more FPS out of your game. Alright, so I'm just going to say confirm. I'm going to go to resume. And yeah, if you get more FPS out of your game and this actually helped you guys out, leave a like, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new here for more videos on a regular basis. And yeah, let me show you a little bit of TAEGO Survivor Pass. Peace out.